Welcome back to Moko Plays Satisfactory. Last time what did we do? We were doing some stuff with oil and basic plastic and rubber production. Then we went and unlocked a bunch of tech upgrade tiers at the hub. And that left us in a position, that's right, we got up to this here jetpack, that's what we did. So that left us in a position where it really made sense to spend some time going and exploring the world. And so I've been doing some of that in downtime here. And got some useful stuff that's going to help us going forward. One thing that I did run into while I was out exploring is relatively close to our starting base. We had this nice couple of veins of sulfur. So we're now mining and storing that here. Got quite a lot of it, as you can see. And that let us progress up the MAM tech tree here on the sulfur path. So we unlocked the black powder, which is explosive and therefore fun. And that let us unlock the Nobelisk and detonator, which is manageable explosive and therefore manageable fun. So yeah, we've now got that to play with. If you haven't seen this before, it's basically you can use it for combat if you're not in passive mode. You can also just use it for like clearing substantial obstacles in the world. Like for example, that tree is annoying me, and so bang, and the tree is gone. It's they're mostly kind of just for fun, but one thing that they are required for is out in the world there are these boulders with like kind of big cracks in them. You've probably seen one or two as we've been running around throughout the series. And inside those there will oftentimes be rare resources or a power slug or something like that. So we are now able to get rid of those. That's just one more way that we're using technology to help shape the world to our advantage. Another thing that I did off stream was get hold of a whole bunch of hard drives and start cycling through those to get some alternate recipes, including the one we were really hoping to get and kind of waiting for, which is this alternate recipe for encased industrial beams. So the default recipe, 4 steel beams and 5 concrete gives you 1 encased industrial beam. Alternate recipe, 7 steel pipes, 5 concrete gives you 1 encased industrial beam. So on the face of it, it looks like it's potentially worse because you're doing fewer per minute and it requires more steel pipes than it does steel beams. However, this recipe is incredibly good because if we take a look at our steel parts, our base level steel parts, to make a steel beam it takes 4 steel ingots to make 1 steel beam, whereas it only takes 3 steel ingots to make 2 steel pipes. So overall, pipes much more efficient than beams, and therefore this alternate recipe for encased beams is ultimately much more efficient, much friendlier, and is the one that we're going to be using to automate encased beam production. So we're now in a position where there's 2 things we really want to focus on. We have our steel production, which we can go back, pay some more attention to, maybe flesh out somewhat, and get that encased beam production automated, because until now the only encased beams we have are these ones that we've been shoving into some box crafting or automated, you know, automated but not sustainable crafting over here. This one has been making encased beams. And we want to get this fully automated, right? We've got quite a few in here. I'm just going to grab now. But we're going to need tons and tons of those because we need encased beams to unlock and then to use Mark IV belts. And the other thing that we want to do, as we do now have the jetpack, you'll notice in the bottom left there we have 50 jetpack fuel, and that's what's left of 2 batches of fuel that I bought from the Awesome shop. That's not sustainable. We can't go using Awesome coupons just for fuel that helps us get around the world. So I do want to go back to our oil area, flesh that out some more, expand it, and also get fuel production up and running so that we have an ongoing self-sustaining source of fuel for our jetpack and maybe some other things for the future. So that's kind of where we are right now. Let's see what we got with that last hard drive. I don't think any of these are particularly OP or world beating. Got another few hard drives, which I think I am going to keep feeding in here because there's... Let's just have a quick check. I think there's some refinery recipes that we are going to want. I can't remember what comes as a default. Residual plastic and residual rubber we do have already by default. Residual fuel as well. Maybe that is all of the good stuff. I might have to do some looking into that. Okay, I'll hang on to those hard drives for now then. It does kind of make sense to be a little bit strategic about when you are unlocking, feeding hard drives into the MAM. Because as we go up the main tech tree here, if we were to say... What's a good example? Probably none of these. Alright, let's wind the clock back a little bit just to kind of talk through the principle of it. If we'd fed in a bunch of hard drives before we had oil processing unlocked here, we can't get alternative recipes for any of this stuff, and there may be really good alternative recipes for plastic or rubber or fuel that we want. And similarly, that might be true for other tiers going forward. So you can only unlock alternative recipes for things that you can already produce, and I think that's true of the main upgrade path here, and I think it's true of the MAM upgrade path here as well. Like, for example, if there was a smokeless powder alternate recipe and it was really good, we would want to feed more hard drives in after we unlock this, so that we've got a chance of getting it, because right now we have no chance of getting it, for example. That said, is there anything we really do want to get from here? I don't know. Anyway, I might do a little bit of research in some downtime about the alternative recipes thing. Anyway, let's get ourselves on track, because I have been waffling here like some kind of waffly person. So we've got a few things left in tier 6 to unlock, and the one that we should be thinking about right now, in my opinion, is this one for expanded power infrastructure. Not so much because we care all that much about fuel generators right now, but because we care about these Mark IV belts and lifts. That is going to make expanding our steel production really viable, because we kind of built the base extraction with iron and coal over there for Mark IV belts, which we don't have yet. I took a quick look at it, and it's not the easiest thing to expand without faster belts coming straight out of the miners and straight into the foundries. We would essentially have to go and find more iron and coal nodes and add those in and stuff like that, just to be able to make more steel pipes so that we can do that in Case Beam's recipe. So instead I would rather do that with Mark IV belts, so that's where I'm going to focus my energies right now. So it looked like we had everything that we need for that, except for some heavy modular frames we need another small handful of. That's fine, we have everything we need to do that, we can just handcraft a few of those. The other thing that will be more problematic is we needed 20-something computers. We needed 100 computers to unlock the tier. We've found about 70-something just through exploring the world. What we don't have is any means of automating this stuff yet. We haven't automated circuit boards, and they're used in all of the recipes. We haven't automated Quickwire for this recipe. We haven't automated crystal oscillators. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get more than a couple of computers. I think it was 20, 25, 29 that we need, something like that. Have a look. Yeah, we got 71 of 100. Everything else we are good for, except for, as I say, the handful of heavy modular frames. So, computers. I think the simplest way to do it, given that we have 3 of these 4 parts automated already, is to use the default recipe. And we'll just set up some temporary crafting of that stuff. I don't think we're quite ready to start automating circuit boards and automating a full computer build just yet, so I think we're going to do some temporary stuff with that. Circuit boards, we probably have a few from roaming the world. Oh, we've got 100 of the 290 we need. So how are we going to do this circuit board recipe? Copper sheets, we have automated. Plastic, we have automated. Rubber, and we don't have petroleum coke. Or plastic and quickwire, we don't have automated yet either. That's a much happier ratio, though maybe it's worth us getting on that Caterium into quickwire. We have quickwire unlocked. I think that's going to be the way to go. I think what our next step should be is to find ourselves some Caterium or Caterium. Normal, pure. I think we can quite easily go and grab some of that. In fact, it doesn't look like it's expanding us too much further than our new sulfur, which is good because that means we've got power down here. Those were the two normal nodes. Look like they're probably up there somewhere. And this was the one pure node, which looks like it's maybe across the river. Maybe it's up. Oh yeah, that's gonna be right on top there, isn't it? Maybe not that far up. Let's aim for that one because it's a pure node. Okay, easy way to do this then is ladders. Back it up a little bit. I want to be further away than that. I want to get past that overhang. And I am incapable of getting past that overhang apparently, because I am a dummy. Come on, find a nice bit of wall. That should do it. Save me, jetpack. Okay. Oh, that was disorienting. Yeah, I think that's gonna be up. That'll be it, right? That looks like Caterium to me. Yep. Okay. Cool. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that we don't really need to do any processing or anything up here. We can just stick a miner down, run some very big conveyor lifts, and we could do all of our processing down at ground level. The bad news is we're going to need to figure out how we'll get power stretched all the way up here, which makes me think we may as well just build a platform here. Just do a little Caterium mining in the sky. Let's drop that down. is Caterium one of those that you have to smelt? I think it is. It is. It's a 45 to 15 ratio. That's disgusting. Okay, let's give ourselves a little platform to work with. There we go. I don't think we need as many smelters as that. We didn't build a less extreme smelter blueprint. Right. It's going to give us 120 per minute. What was it? 45 to 15. I think in that case, let's just go with the Mark II. I guess it's 240, 45, 6 smelters. Let's chuck another platform down then. Oh, my first splitter was not aligned with the center. That's a shame. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To stop using the jetpack, except where it's really necessary because I'm going to run out of fuel. It's just so tempting. The button's just right there, and you get very used to just doing that little double tap to hover your way around. What? Why do you look so not straight? Literally no reason. I know, that is... Why, when we're working on foundations, is one of these like slightly higher than the others? That makes no sense to me. Alright, because, fuck me, I guess, is why. Any better? Nope. Okay, fine. You win, game. We'll just have one belt that looks all weird for no reason. Outputs, we'll just do a line back down to this end. Off floor. That's got to be like... I don't know. It's got to be like got a weird rock under there or something. Hundreds of feet in the air. Is my ladder still there? Is that what's going on? Is it? Is that what's going on? No. I'm baffled as to why that one is not aligned the way that the others are. And now it is. Good. I'm very pleased about that whole situation. Certainly not even more confused now than I was a moment ago. Right, okay, so we're doing 15, 3, no, 15 times 5.3 smelters gives us 80 Caterium ingots, which we can make these ratios 12 to 60. Okay. 80 divided by 12, 7 constructors-ish. And then that gives us... I say it was 12 to 60. 400 quickwire per minute. Okay. Six, 7. I'm confused at the amount of space that's taken. Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that one went offline. 3, 4. I'm gonna not fall off here. 5, 6. Gonna not fall off. 7. Cute. I knew there was going to be one. Always one. They're coming from that side. Okay, we're going to have too much output to fit on one Mark III belt, but I say we just build as if we had Mark IV belts, because we will do very soon. And it'll only take us a minute to upgrade them for next time we're up here. Better that than do a bunch of weird things where we're splitting these outputs with like the first, 5 constructors going into one belt and then the last 2 going onto another belt and into different storage or whatever. Okay. Power. Stop using your jetpack. Not allowed. No jetpack until you've finished your fuel building. Out there as well. Okay, things need recipes. These need recipes. This is kind of a good thing about Caterium, is like it's very easy to produce things in sort of reasonably high volumes, like we're making 400 Quickwire there, with relatively little effort. Right, and then what we're going to do is just run a very long ramp. But let's use the fix-it foundations, given that's everything we're using up here as well. Why not, eh? I don't think you are overlapping anything else's clearance, but okay. You say so, game. How far are we from our sulfur build? Not very, so I think what we'll do is just do a little platform here for some storage. Oops. That was a reasonable use of jetpack. Don't mind a teeny little bit of clipping, but no, I lied. I do. I mind a teeny little bit of clipping. Well, it sucks to be me then, because that grass is not going to go away now. Oh man, I have boned myself. So I don't mind a teeny little bit of clipping. As I've always said, I've always been a big proponent that a teeny little bit of clipping is, you know, acceptable. Okay, let's get some signage on the go. You are sulfur. Not to be left aligned, thank you. And you are Quickwire. Cool, right, we need some power from wherever there is power. There's some. That belt to continue running around in this direction. And then we just need to take the power up there, and that's our Quickwire done with. Alright, let's give it a minute to spin up and just make sure I haven't done anything dumber than usual with the belt work or the recipes or whatever. See green lights. Green lights is good. For this one here, because it doesn't have a recipe. See ingots. Mill green. Thereabouts. Yes, cool. How about you guys on the construction side? That all looks good. Again, except for this one. Are we doing? Are we not doing? We are, we're doing. May as well throw the ingots that I've got in here. May as well throw the ore that I've got in here as well. Alright, that's hacking Quickwire. Cool. I have no reason to suspect a problem up here, so I'm going to call that a job done. Now, what were we doing with Quickwire? Something to do with circuit boards, right? What was it? Circuit boards. With 10 plastic and 30 Quickwire, you can chuck those in an assembler and make 7 circuit boards per minute. So, let's head back to base, and I'm going to add another couple of instances of our kind of automated crafting from assembling from boxes. We'll go and grab some plastic, we'll dump that in, we'll grab some Quickwire, we'll dump that in, and then we will be able to have circuit boards, and from those circuit boards we will be able to make computers. While I was speaking there, I had a thought, and that thought was, why did I not try and find some Quickwire that was near where our oil production is? Because that's where all the plastic is. That was pretty dumb. It would be much easier if these things were, like, you know, close to each other. Did I blueprint this assembler kind of setup? I feel like I did. I did. Go me. And am I going to struggle to position it? You bet. The thing is, because it's a blueprint, we could use the blueprint build mode on it. That's going to put it in the exact center of our 4x4 foundation, which is like not particularly efficient when it comes to space. So I'd rather it be set up more like these. No, is that literally what we did with those? All right, okay, let's just do the same here then. It's fine. Oh, we could save an entire tile if we just did this. So. That's too close. That looks fine. Alright, and then let's do that. Oh, let's at least make those aligned with our other ones. They're like and do the same thing over here. Here. And then find out that everything's misaligned. Yeah. Boy, I am struggling with the basics here. Ah, I didn't even bother to make those look neat the last time I did it. Alright. What are we going to do here? We are going to do plastic. And we are going to do Quickwire. And these are going to be circuit boards. Oh, sorry. I had to pause there for a second because I was like, you know, when you've been hearing a noise for a little while and then it just kind of like sort of seeps through to your consciousness, and you're like, wait, I've been hearing that and I don't know what that is. It turns out it's just really heavy, slightly freezing rain by the sounds of it, banging on the window right next to me. If that sounds nice and cozy, it's not. It would be very unpleasant to be out in that. But luckily, we're here in lovely Massage ABB, or whatever the planet's called, where things are nice and fair, and also mysterious waterfalls just, you know, magically make water appear from nowhere. Lucky us. Oh, that was so close to being a perfect slide. Gosh darn it. Right, okay. Let's take all of those. We've got a few rubber. And let's go and drain out our... Hey, yeah, so this is what we're talking about. This is now full with our byproduct, so our machines have stopped. We're getting no more plastic and no more rubber. Let's flush that out. So we do want to come back here and revisit this in the relatively near future. Partly because, as I say, we want fuel for the jetpack, and partly because we need to make sure we're making like ongoing use of that byproduct, and not just letting it sit there and then eventually halt production. Drop in plastic. Let's go and see if we have recipes set, which we do not. What are we making again? Circuit boards. The Caterium recipe, which I'm quite pleased I found now. I should kept some plastic for the computer build, is what that to-do list on the right of the screen is telling me. Hopefully it won't all have been by the time I get back. Isn't that a lovely sight to see? It's full production line running into a storage bin. Grab as much plastic as we need, which is less than 600. And we can get to crafting some computers. In fact, since time is a factor, whoops, I should certainly power these so that they don't just sit here doing nothing after all of that effort. What do you mean I can't connect more lines? Oh. And the other thing that I was about to say there is let's overclock these things fast. I sit around waiting for you to make nearly 9 circuit boards per minute. Oh, give me 20 something circuit boards per minute. Alright, you didn't come here to watch meters fill up. I mean, you did, but not, you know, with manual handcrafting. So let's do a quick pause and we'll come back in a moment or two when this stuff is ready. Alright, and as though by magic, they're really just through, you know, effective use of technology and banging things with our bare hands, then we are ready with many a computer and a handful of heavy modular frames to go and do the unlock.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Caterium scanning unlocked.
I feel like Caterium scanning has been unlocked for a little while, actually. Hate to go calling your bluff there, Ada. Cool, so we have some faster belts, so while I remember, and before we are done today, let's go and upscale this here production. Oh, that's the speed of a Mark III belt. And look at those Mark IV belts. Go. That's beautiful. Right, do we need to do anything like that over here? No, because we're only making like 15 times 6. Something like that. 90 per minute. Need to do any more than that here? No, because we're only doing 240 per minute. Just the big old output. And of course, if we wanted to now, we could take a pure node like that with a Mark II miner on it, and then stick a power shard in it. Get a Mark IV belt running out of the front, and upscale our production. And that, my friends, is going to be exactly the plan for steel. But given we've been at this for a little while, I think that's one that we should stick a pin in and come back to in the very next episode. So let's call this a job well jobbed in terms of getting some Quickwire and getting some temporary circuit board doing. Let's make a bit of space on our to-do list. And next time we will come back fresh and reinvigorated, ready to refactor our steel production. And fully automate encased beams, and then we'll go ahead and do the same thing with oil and fuel, and then we'll be in a very good place indeed, I think. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time on the old Satisfactory. Cheers.